Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin, the Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boning with Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
All right. How about it?
Hey, how's it going?
How about it? Man, it's It's Thankful Thursday here on
already
on Good Morning Huntsville. Can you believe that?
I know it. Week's gone by fast.
Thankful to be on at 7:43 this morning. So Kay Boning, if you're watching, sorry, I'm running late today. Caden had the fun baby stuff. You're familiar with this.
I'm very familiar.
You wake up in the morning, you're ready to go. You're like, boy, it's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
You look in the mirror, you smile. You say, man, I'm feeling good today. I can't wait to get the babies up and get moving. And then as you walk down the hall, who let the skunk in the house? Are you following me?
I know where you're going.
I'm trying to paint the picture this morning.
Yeah.
And you can just smell something
something's about to change.
Creeping from under the door. And when that door's right next to the AC return, it's wonderful. And then you walk in and you said, what happened on this crib? Looked like little pieces of plastic or something.
Oh, no.
That wasn't what it was. But Caden decided he didn't like something last night, and it came
maybe
back
maybe something didn't like him.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. So UNB this morning, unnecessary bath this morning is what had to happen, and there you go. So I mean, how do
maybe necessary bath?
yeah, necessary bath. How do you plan for this kind of stuff, Jason? I mean, how do you block in? You know, a life coach would tell you. It was funny. I'm not going to knock any life coaches, by the way, but I will say this. When I had my IT company, I was always trying to figure out how to maximize my day. My brother had the best quote ever. I said, well, we just got to make time. And my brother was like, you're not God. You can't make time. And I said, you know what? You're right. Have you ever heard that phrase? I got to make time for this. You can't make time. You have to schedule time. Mm-hmm. And so I found this guy who's a life coach at the local chamber, and Jason, he told me, I can solve all these problems for you. We'll get it figured out. And in the IT world, if people need help, it's like the J.G. Wentworth commercial. It's like, you need it now. Mm-hmm. We talk about old J.G. on the show all the time. It's my computer. I need help now. That's how it is. And so this life coach told me, well, Rob, here's just what you got to do. You just have to schedule all this, which we did. We scheduled appointments. Mm-hmm. We had a really awesome booking system. But he said, but if you got another appointment, you just have to leave that first appointment. You just have to tell the people, sorry, I've got to go to this, and I'll come back later. I said, how does that really solve my problem? One, they need help, and if it's a business, I can't be in the middle of working at a medical clinic. We had a couple of medical clinics that were with us. I couldn't just get up and leave and be like, oh, sorry, your X-ray's not working. I'll come back later. I got another appointment. Needless to say, that session lasted about 30 minutes, and that guy and I, we didn't conduct business together.
Parted ways, huh?
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's great and I'm not knocking anybody. I'm sure there's some great folks, but man, I'd love to be in a business where you could make money telling other people what to do. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, it would be. It would be. I don't know. Sometimes you can't schedule everything, and you just have to roll with it. You found that out this morning.
That's it. Jamie Saucier joining us this morning. Santa Saucier. We have a special guest on the show a little bit later too. She's going to get that special horn. We've been
all right.
But she knows this person. Jamie Saucier, Santa Saucier is what he's known as. He wanted to remind us this morning, Jason, 149 days until Christmas. I was at Hobby Lobby the other day. Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
I love Hobby Lobby. Mm-hmm. I'm not a crafty guy, but when I go into Hobby Lobby, I feel like I'm kind of a Mr. Martha Stewart.
Yeah, I know.
I walk in, they have Christmas stuff going on.
I know. I can't believe it.
I asked a young man in there, I looked at him, and I said it nicely, not rude. I said, man, are you guys serious? He goes, brother, if I didn't have to, I wouldn't. Trust me. He's like, but we have to. I said, man, we haven't even. What's the next holiday coming up? I mean, we still have Veterans Day, right? Isn't Veterans Day sometime like in November? Isn't it sometime around there? I mean, we have Thanksgiving, we have Halloween, we have all these other days, and then Christmas. They're already getting ready for it. So.
I was reading the newspaper or some article that was talking about how a lot of sales are down in different areas and different segments of society, and one sales that's down is Starbucks coffee. They're down 3%, And so you know what they're doing? They're rolling out their pumpkin spice latte early this year in August.
It's not even pumpkin. It's not even pumpkin weather, guys. Full disclaimer: we're not knocking these businesses, but I mean, I'm just sitting here. My brain is trying to compute how this works. I mean, is there something that I could do early that we normally do? You know, raise a hope. Why don't we just go ahead and have it now?
Yeah, right.
You know, we'll just go ahead and have it again. We just had it. You know?
Yeah.
It's everyone's trying to. McDonald's, by the way, their sales are down.
I heard that too.
Yeah, first time since 2020, right before COVID, their sales are down, and they are coming out. I'm a McDonald's guy.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be.
Jeremiah, who's here today, that's his place too.
Were you ever a McDonald's guy?
Yeah, back in the day, that was the place to go.
I got it. Can I call you out on something real quick?
Sure.
And I mean this in a friend. You know, your friend Jason. You're a great guy.
Uh-oh.
Think the world of you. But man, I was scrolling through the archives of the FBC Instagram.
Yeah.
There was a picture that came up, and I was like, Brother Bay looked like he had a little extra juice on him back then, man.
Yeah, I did. One of these, my sons, and they have this picture. You know, back in the day, it was when you took pictures and especially people that didn't necessarily know how to arrange pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And you could stretch a picture to make it fit a piece of paper, and it kind of made it a little bit broader. And, you know, they were putting together. So on the wall at the church, there was a picture, and they had taken a picture of me, and it was stretched out a little bit wider, and the kids took a picture of that picture, and I mean, I look like I'm about 250 pounds overweight. Every time they remind me of that picture.
Well, I hope you didn't mind. I was teasing, you know, but
no, you weren't.
But so because like turnabout, what do they always say? Turnabout, fair players.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to do it to myself, all right? Just so I can
Every
feel better.
time we come in here, Rob, you talk about your weight.
All right, so check this out. Let's play this real quick.
Uh-oh.
This was when I first was at North Dakota. First public appearance for NDSU. I just got there.
Yeah.
I told the guy who put this video together, I said, do you not know how to do an angle on a camera?
That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, watch this. Watch,
all right.
audience. This is not good. This is courtesy, by the way, of NDSU Athletics. There's a lot of legacy here, and I'm gonna do my best to represent Bison Nation well.
We're happy to have you here.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
It's basically all of our live shows whenever we're on location or something.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's horrible.
Yeah,
you
but
too.
you're wearing black,
no, man, not at all. That's what I'm here for.
Is that black?
Appreciate you, and whatever I can do to help you, let us know, man.
I'll tell you what, the info is the greatest.
We're not here without you guys, you know. So, yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome. I guess it worked up there though, because
There's a lot of legacy here.
I'm gonna do my best to represent. You need some extra.
You got to make it through the winter.
Yeah, you got to hibernate up there. So, well, hey, we're having fun already this morning. We appreciate everybody joining us. Let us know that you're out there today as we get started. It is our Thankful Thursday here, episode 321. As we get started, big thanks to Paul Oley of the Gallery. Paul, we love you, man. Appreciate all that you do here in Huntsville and helping us with the studio to get started. Paul Oley of the Gallery, located at 1201 University. Also, a special thank you, as always, to Elliott's Jewelers, Elliott Herzlich, and online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs. We'll have Elliott here on the show in the next couple of weeks to give us some updates, as he has been traveling the world. Brought back some kind of rare diamonds to Huntsville that he's putting together. Yellow diamonds, never heard of them. And so we'll catch up with Elliott and see how his world travels have been going and some exciting things that he's bringing back to Huntsville. And, of course, here on this Thursday, wouldn't be able to bring you this show without our friends from First Baptist and Pastor Jason Bay. So good to have you on, as always.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
I look forward to every single morning, but I really enjoy our Thursday mornings. You've brought so much just wonderful news and information, and it's pleasant to have you in here, Jason.
Well,
it's a lot of fun on Thursdays, too.
I feel the same way. I love to be here and just talking with you and just catching up. And I know you've had a really busy week this week. You've had several funerals that you've been a part of and also just attending. But I was thinking about you this morning, yesterday, and I know funerals and that kind of emotional toll really takes a lot out of you. But it's also a time where you get the opportunity to be with the family. And I know in ministry, been in ministry a long time now, and sometimes the greatest connection that you can have with a family is through the grieving process, the loss of a loved one. And tell us a little bit about what's going on in your world as far as the funerals that you've had, and just handling your schedule with all the things you got going on.
Yeah, no, it's been it's always tough to lose someone, and I know that you've lost your dad, I've lost mine, a friend of mine just lost hers, and a family that I'd grown up with in Georgetown, just wonderful, wonderful family. And that's going to be happening Saturday, and I've really enjoyed just being able to talk to the family and hear the stories of their dad. I knew their dad growing up very well. I hadn't talked to him in a long time, been probably over 10 years, but there was a special connection that he had with so many, especially with the youth whenever I was growing up at church there, and he's just a tremendous guy. And you know what, it'll be 3 services in the last 7 days. Yeah, and so yesterday I drove all the way up to Athens, and that's about a 2-hour, 15-minute drive. Beautiful place, but I've never been up there.
Me either.
Palestine, is that how it's not Palestine, it's Palestine, right?
Yeah, it's 2 different places.
You better get it right. So am I saying it right? I got to make sure, because in East Texas, man, you get it wrong.
Yeah, right.
The chickens will come out and they'll spur you.
They'll send you to Palestine.
Yeah. So I cruised through Palestine yesterday, and that was a beautiful, beautiful area, and went up and just wanted to be there for my friend Joey. We had these just awesome guys from Malakoff join our sports broadcasting network several years ago, my little SHN Sports Network, and we're kind of slowly phasing that out, and it's turned more into a teaching and training platform now, because we want to empower other people to produce their own channels and those kind of things. But they are just some of the greatest guys. They're in the broadcasting world, they are not your typical broadcasters, and it's a good thing. They're very down to earth. It's like you're listening to a Johnny Carson show or something like that as you're watching the games that they do. It's a little 3A school up there, and Joey's daddy had just passed away. Great man. I never got to know him, but I knew stories through Joey because he'd share them. And when I came back to Huntsville, Joey and I talked for a while on the phone, and it was cool to hear. It's always cool, and maybe this is some encouragement this morning for guys especially. There's nothing wrong with saying, I love you. Like we have a gentleman at our church, Dr. Jones, and he always says that on the phone, and it's the most comforting thing. And so as a guy, don't be afraid to say I love you to another guy. There's nothing wrong with that. And Joey, when we got off the phone, a few months ago, he's like, well, man, I appreciate it. I just want you to know I love you, brother. I was like, how cool is that? A connection through the broadcasting world. And then, 5-6 years later, we become friends, and so I saw on Facebook his dad passed away, and I said, the best thing for me to do, it's 2-hour, 15-minute drive. I'm just going to go up there and just sit there. I don't need to talk to him. I don't need to do anything else other than just being there. And I think you kind of alluded that to earlier during that grieving process. I think it's so important just to show up, just to be there.
Yeah.
We had 16 neighbors from our neighborhood come to my dad's viewing that night, visitation, and the neighbors in our neighborhood, and my mom was just ecstatic from that. So I think that's the biggest thing is, a couple of points this morning is, one, if you're a guy, it's okay to tell another guy, hey, I love you, man, and support them. And then 2 is just show up, be present. I think is so important, Jason.
I had a professor in seminary, and they were teaching us about ministry and all things that ministry entails. And I'll never forget one of the things he said. He said, there'll come a time in your ministry where you think to yourself, and this is applicable to anybody in life, there'll come a time where you have a question that pops in your head, and the question will be, should I go or should I not go? And he says the answer to that question is always the same, go. And then the question will be, should I go now or should I go later?
No.
Go now. And I always thought about that because it does pop into your mind, and you hear about something that happened to somebody's in the hospital, well, should I go or should I not? Well, go. Should I wait or should I go now? Go now. And I think that's a great bit of advice for everybody, because there will come those times in your life where being there is so important for somebody. It's not that you're going to have great words of wisdom to say, and it doesn't mean that you need to stay a long time. Just your presence there, letting them know that you care, means so much to people. And I think in a world like today, where we're all about the instant, and what we can do remotely. I think your presence is so important, and I think that's a great, noble thing that you did for your friend, being there on yesterday, and then also 2 more coming up on Saturday and Monday, right?
Yeah, we'll be up in Georgetown Saturday, and the family had asked me to officiate that service on Saturday, and just honored to do it. It's just a tremendous family, and love them very much, and it was even great talking to them, and spoke on the phone. Said I love y'all very much. I said we love you too, and it's okay to say those things. I think people need to have that and share that emotion with each other, and then Monday, our friend here in this community, Randolph Thompson, will be at his service. That's going to be at Grace Baptist Church there on 19, right next to Advantage Specialties, as you come off the hill right there, and that'll be at 10 a.m. And boy, Randy, I got to know him a little bit, and then a little bit more as time went on. When we first came back to Huntsville, he served in our military's Navy, over 20 years in the military, and just an incredible man, and he leaves behind such a great legacy. The one thing besides him, of course, that I'm going to miss is Granny Mary's, the food. When we came back, we had a business after hours event, and he goes, and he was not, and I'll be honest, and he was honest about this. He wasn't a big fan of the chamber at first. And I said, Randy, just come. I said, just come. Like you said, just come, right?
Yeah.
I said, just come. A lot of folks that say the chamber didn't work for them is because they're not active in it. I said, you have to be present. It kind of ties into everything we're saying. You have to come in. You have to come to the meetings. You have to get to know people. Just signing up on something is not. It's not the yellow pages. It's not going to work that way. And the yellow pages really don't work that way. Work too much anymore, anyways. But he came and he said, well, all right, I'll give it a chance. And he catered didn't even charge me. I wanted to pay him, wouldn't let me charge him. And he catered our business after hours event, brought some wonderful food. And he goes, you were right. He goes, I met so many wonderful. He ended up joining because of that. And, just developed a friendship with him. And we are so going to miss him in our community, his presence. Just a great guy. So excited. He just moved Granny Mary's from out there at the Smileys is this 75 that hits 45 up here, or 19? I get them so confused. Whatever the cross
19
is.
hits 45 there, but 75.
It all kind of converges.
It's a triangle there.
Yeah. So right, and that Smileys, that's where he was originally set up.
Okay. Yeah.
And then he had an opportunity to move over here to this property right next to the nail salon here, just down the street from. Beautiful location. And, man, he put so much work into that, smoothing out the ground over there, putting his food trailer in, he was so excited. He was telling me, he goes, I can't wait to have live music out here.
Yeah.
Put up a beautiful fence, signage, and I had that thing going, and then, all that happened. So, but, yeah, it's just be present, be there, and just love on people.
Yeah.
That's the message.
Praying for that family.
This morning, we're excited. A friend of ours, I just met her yesterday. Jason just met her, too. No, we've known her for a while. Debra Wion is going to join us here. I got her on a video, was it last Sunday? And she goes, oh, this wasn't too bad. She goes, can I come on the show? She was begging to be on the show.
Oh, yeah.
So Debra Wion, our children's minister at First Baptist, is going to join us here in a few moments and tell us about the Black Party coming up on Friday. I know Jeremiah's probably excited about that, too. So it's a really cool event. Let's take our first break. I know we've went a little extended here, which is okay because we had a lot of good things to talk about. But we'll take our first break. And, hey, we've got some giveaways that we're going to do today. One giveaway, and you're going to like this, Jason. Keyword?
Taters.
We just made that keyword because I wanted our co-host to say it all week. So keyword, taters. Do you ever see that movie Sling Blade or whatever with Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah.
I need some mustard on it, Jason. So keyword is taters along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone. People are actually texting it in, by the way. Taters is the keyword. I got a little gift bag we'll give away today, a few things that we'll put in there. Taters is the word along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. That number, 936-339-0139. Again, it's 936-339-0139. Text in taters along with your name, and we will call the winner at the end of the show. As always, our Thankful Thursday is brought to you by First Baptist. Service at 10:45. You'll get you out by noon most of the time. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. It's your show as we continue on this Thankful Thursday. It is Good Morning Huntsville.
Here we grow again. Tomorrow's Promise is excited to announce our third location to better serve the families of Walker County and surrounding areas. At Tomorrow's Promise, we are more than just childcare. We pride ourselves on partnering with parents and creating a place where every child is respected, loved, and nurtured in the highest quality environment. See what makes us the perfect fit for your child and their needs. Schedule a tour and learn more about Montessori.
Tomorrow's Promise Academy on Veterans Memorial now open. Visit tpms.life for more information. Education you can trust. Hey friends, Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. I wanted to take a brief moment to let you know if you're looking for someone in the jewelry business right here in Huntsville, look no further than my good friend Elliott Herslick. He's helped me out time and time again, whether it was that wedding band that I needed a while back or that special ring for Bridget. He's always been there for me. He goes above and beyond. He's also a person who gives back to the local community. I like to do business with those who give back, and that's exactly what Elliott Herslick of Elliott's Jewelers does. Hey, if you feel like you don't know what to do, maybe you don't know where to turn, what to look for, Elliott is the person. Again, it's Elliott's Jewelers. You can visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com for more information. And when you call him, let him know that you heard from his good friend Rob Hipp. Again, it's Rob here for Elliott's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
All right, back at it here, the late 06 in the AM. After, I don't know what you call that morning when you wake up with a child like that.
Yeah.
Is there anything you can think of? There's got to be some sort of a name for that. We should ask the children's minister. She probably knows.
Yeah, really. Unexpected detours of life.
Yeah, there you go.
Parenthood.
Parenthood, yes.
Be a new sermon series starting next month, you know. No. He'll have a baby in a crib and what do you do? All right, welcome back at it as we continue on. This morning time now is 8:07. Thanks for being a part of it as we celebrate all things good happening here in Huntsville. Check this out. Look who's with us today. Deborah, what's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. Debra Wion joining us on the show. She's a long-time viewer, first-time guest.
That's right. She's always scared to text in, but so we just brought her right in.
Yeah, we just run around the corner and like, come on in. And, I slipped her a 50, but she's here. So welcome in, Debra. What's new? What's going on in your world, Debra?
Just getting ready for the new program year for children's at the church with Wednesday Night Live. And the block party tomorrow.
I was thinking there was a rap song that was like, ain't nothing but a something party. And I was sitting there thinking, I don't remember what the something was, like some sort of party. And so I was sitting there thinking when Debra sat down, ain't nothing but a block party coming up. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Debra Wion is our wonderful children's minister at First. Debra, we got something for you.
Oh, yes.
Jason has called TDCJ to alert them that this is not the official count. But as a first-time guest on the show, she gets something a little special here. It's two toots of the horn. Two toots for Debra. Welcome.
Thank you.
You can't have this, though. Sorry. We'd like to give it to you. So
it would be a good prop in the kids' class, yes.
Well, Debra is our wonderful children's minister, also assistant to Pastor Bay, secretary to pastor. And let us know a little bit about you. You know, you're here in Huntsville, you and Jeremy, and two amazing children. Give us the Debra Wion story real quick. Everything but the Social Security number.
I was born and raised here. So went to Huntsville High School, graduated from Sam Houston State, then moved off and got married, and we moved around. I think we moved. He was in the oil field, Jeremy was. So we moved 9 times in the first 7 years. It was very crazy. And when we were having our second daughter, who's 11 now, he was gone for 3 weeks at a time in the oil field. So we thought we need help. So we moved back where my parents are and lived in the garage apartment.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a pit stop, and we fell back in love with my hometown, and he fell in love with it for the first time, and we've never left. So
you were born here.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I did not know that. See, we need to have like a get to know your staff day at FBC. So, well, what have you enjoyed most? Just about So you went to Huntsville High School then?
Mm-hmm, I did.
Man, all right. Well, what have you enjoyed most? That you've seen, I guess let me word it this way, in the community, what have you really enjoyed most about Huntsville?
Well, I mean, I think when you grow up in a town, you kind of lose that magic for it. And so being away for a little while, I definitely appreciate it in a whole different way now, coming back and saying that I really do love this town and community. So
awesome. The connection to First, you've been there for a while now. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about your journey to First here in Huntsville?
Yeah, I was trying to add it up the other night. We were having our team meeting, getting ready for Wednesday night, and I was trying to count it up, and I think we've been here for 8 years. Lydia was 3 or 3.5 whenever we got here, and my mom was going to First Baptist, so we would bring our kids to events so that she could kind of show off the grandkids. And we tried different churches, and the one thing that as we were coming to these events, is the way that everybody loved on us and loved on our kids especially. That was the most important part, and so we never left.
Now, I think the story, Jason, you'll have to correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I think there were some of your kids, and those were the first youth ever at the church, or with you, not ever, but with you or the children.
And I need to brag on Debra because, her and I, when we started the church, she started working with the children, and God just blessed us with allowing her to. And I don't want to speak for you, but I know that when she first started in that role, she wasn't sure, this is the role, do I need to be in this role? And we felt like, as a staff, man, there's nobody better equipped than her to just get plugged in and run with it. And her kids and my kids were the first kids that were there when the church was in kind of a downturn, and it was mainly senior adults there. And they were looking for a younger pastor and younger staff to come along and rebuild a program. And that's exactly what she's done. And our program now is it's really exciting about what God is doing on Wednesday nights. We have anywhere from 40 to 50 to sometimes 60 children that are there and enrolled and a part of our Wednesday night ministries. On Sundays we have full Sunday school and nursery, and all that was First Baptist Church has been an institution in this community for a very long time, and it's had, just like other things, its ups and downs. But thankfully God put the right people, including you, Rob, there at the right time, and we've seen the handprint of God on the ministry of Debra and the effort and work that she puts in. I think a lot of it is her hard work, but a lot of it's just the love that she shows to the children.
Yeah, it's great. It's great, Debra, to see how you kind of work and communicate and interact with everyone every day. And you have to have a special passion. I mean, as a parent, of course, you have a passion for your children. You love your children. But to love on other people's children, you got to have a special passion for that. And I truly know and believe that that's your calling, and you do, because the way that you're so creative in the things that you do to engage with our young people. So where did the kind of that passion start? Do you ever have like an aha moment of, wow, this is really fun. This is what I should be doing?
Yeah, it was definitely not one of those things where this is what I'm supposed to do. I got to go and jump in there and do this. It was trial by terror. I remember, always helping out because my kids were involved, and so I'd always help whenever any place needed us. But it was not where I felt that I was gifted, or that was not my talent. And so I always hear that now when people, I'm asking them to volunteer, is, oh no, I'm not good with this, I can't do this. And I'm like, you don't understand, that was me so long ago. And I remember even when I first got saved of saying, I want to be involved. I want to do whatever you want me to do, anything but the kid zone. And then years later of feeling that nudge and knowing where I'm supposed to go, but fighting it every step of the way. And it was one thing I didn't even tell my husband for the longest time that was the nudge, because then it makes it real. And then I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And I told him, and not too much longer after that, he comes home and says, hey, I was talking to Pastor Jason, and we were talking about how they need a kids person, and you're it. And I was
that
so
sounds like Jason.
scared. I was so scared. But Pastor Secretary at the time, Judy Hope, she was kind of my cheerleader and talked me into it. She was like, you can do this. And it truly was a matter of God equipping the person that he has called, because I thought I'm not the right person. I cannot do this. And it really was the joy that I realized in that first year of how much I loved doing this, how much I loved being around all the kids, and how much fun it was. It was truly one of those things that if God puts that calling on your life, he will
equip you,
give you the love and the equip you to be able to do it. Because I was always thought, I can't get up in front of kids. I can't get up in front of people. And so, but yeah, it was definitely, and it is getting, taking this class now on children's ministry, and he was talking about people think that they're not creative and all that. It's one of those things you've got to exercise to do. The more you try and the more you get up there and do it, then it comes more naturally to you. So it has been fun. It's
been fun just working with you, Debra, and I know Jason can attest to this too, but it's always, there's always a lot of fun stories and jokes, but we're serious about the work that we do, obviously, but we also have a lot of fun. And one of my favorite things, Jason, Debra gets very excited about balloon arches and the word extravaganza.
Extravaganza.
So we'll have to have another extravaganza soon. But speaking of that, there is a kind of an extravaganza. happening on Friday.
Block party extravaganza.
Yeah. So what's going on Friday? Let us know about this great event and more of the connection to young people in our community.
Yes. Well, we were thinking we really wanted to do something that was getting everybody back to school, that last summer hurrah. And we had done something kind of similar at Easter, and everybody loved it. Like, there was something for every age, and every age just loved it. And there was not one team that was exhausted at the end of the day and having to stay and wash 100 dishes and all of that kind of stuff. So we had, bounce houses. And so we really thought that that's what we wanted to do this time, make it fun for everybody. And everybody gets to kind of relax and have a good time and talk to each other and hang out. And so we have the bounce houses for kids and games in the gym. And we're grilling out food and have music, and it'll be a lot of fun.
And this is open to pretty much anyone, right?
Anybody, all ages.
Well, we'll show a graphic here in just a second. I'm working on putting that up on the screen, but this is the block party going to be happening on Friday. We've had these events before, I would assume. Mm-hmm. So what has it been like, in the past?
Well, the first one was Easter, and it really was so much fun. Everybody was kind of relaxed and hung out and talked, and there wasn't pressure of everything being structured, and we have to have this, and we have to, get this done. Everybody could just relax and have a good time.
Awesome. Well, again, it is the block party. Jason, these events are so, so important, too, because, not only is it outreach, and it's also in reach for the church, but outreach to the community, but it's a time for people to come together, and families and children.
Yeah, no doubt. And towards the end of the summer here, school's about to start. We thought it would be a perfect time to parents are running out of things for their kids to do at home, and so it's a good time to get your kids out of the house, come up and see what First Baptist Church is all about without actually having to come to church, right? You just show up to the yard and meet some nice people and have a dinner together, or just informal hamburgers and hot dogs, and hang out, let your kids meet other kids. And then in just a couple of weeks, when school gets kicked off, we'll be having our Wednesday Night Live activities rolling, and that's our really big event of the year. We have big services on Sunday, and we have big services on Wednesdays in the fall and spring of every year. And our fall semester starts back August the 28th, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And we will have something for all ages, from nursery age all the way up through senior adults. We have special events for the kids. She works hard to put together our curriculum for what we do with the kids, and it's not just come and sit in a class and listen to a Bible story. The stuff is if your I would most identify it to like Vacation Bible School throughout the year. They have games, they have activities, they have crafts, they're building a drone this year. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I saw it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Usually, back in the day, we built those little pinewood derby cars, and they still do that, and they will do that probably in the spring maybe, or maybe next year. But so I thought, what can we do differently this year than we've done in the past? And so they're building drones, which are really cool, and they'll get to do different kind of experiments with those. And then I get the opportunity of teaching them the Bible story, which is, it's about 10, 15 minutes, and then we learn how to apply that. And I think if you give it a chance, that no one ever leaves Wednesday Night Live without having a great time.
Yes. And yeah, he does such a great job with the kids. Last year he dressed up and did this whole reality show of working in a deli and had the whole costume on. Another time he auditioned for American Idol and
living
sang
out
the
my
song.
dream, brother.
Hey, if you can't get there, you just make it happen.
That was a great lesson for the kids, but he really brings it to life for them. And I know one time we did it wasn't Pinewood Derby, it was the boats.
Yeah,
but
boats.
we had bought them, and the guy that we ordered them from was on the phone, and he was saying it's really important to get your senior pastor involved. He needs to even just to greet the kids on Wednesday nights. And I'm like, you don't understand. He leads a whole class, and he does such a great job. And he said, your church is really blessed because not a lot of pastors do that.
Well, we have a good time, and with my own kids, so it's not that big of a stretch. Just add a few more, but no, it's a good time. I think this has been one of the best things that our church has done throughout the years, and every year, Debra makes it grow. And so this is really kind of the unofficial kickoff of Wednesday Night Live, and just to kind of get everybody back together and just to like maybe your kids haven't been a part of something like this, and man, come up on tomorrow 5 to 7 and just hang out with us and let your kids meet some other kids in the area, and then when it starts off they'll know a few people.
Yeah, and maybe excuse me, maybe you haven't been to church before, your children have never been to church before. I always mention this too, it's a very safe place. And it's a place that we know that your child is going to have a great time. Of course, they're going to learn about the Lord. That's the focus. But it's a great time to come together. And I would highly encourage if your child has never been, maybe you've been thinking, I need to get my child to church. And maybe it starts with the children. Let your child come, and they're going to be taken care of.
And on Wednesday, or tomorrow at the block party, it's not just children. The youth will be there as well. We have a great youth minister, and he's has a lot of things planned out for the youth this year. Their schedule aligns with the children's ministry schedule, so that we make it available so that your kids can come, your youth can come, and you can come all at the same time. And every Wednesday, by the way, we provide a free meal to the community.
Chad was going to come this morning, but he said he had a toothache. He had to go to the dentist. So I'm going to do like the little rascals when I see him later today. I'm going to be like, how's the toothache, bub? So he'll be on one of these days as well. Well, Deborah, you've just been such an incredible blessing. I've enjoyed just being able to work alongside you and just see the talent that the Lord has blessed you with. It's very inspiring to see that, and I love the age that my children are at right now. So I got to be careful because everybody says you'll blink and then they've grown up.
Yes.
But I am excited about the next 5-6 years when my children are grown up and can be more active and be involved in these youth programs. So it's something that we're really looking forward to. Well, Deborah, thank you so much. We're excited about all the great things you're doing. Anything else that's on your mind this morning?
No, just that we'll have a table set up where you can pre-register for Wednesday Night Live at the block party, and that enters you into a door prize drawing.
All right. Well, come on, sign up and be a part and come out and have some fun. Tomorrow, it is the block party again at First Baptist, and we'll throw that up on the screen one more time for all of you out there. 5 to 7 tomorrow, just right around the corner at 1229 Avenue J. It's always okay off Avenue J.
That's right.
With Brother J. Had to throw that. We're working. While Deborah's on here with us, do you know that song that goes "Bay Bay Bay"? Do you know that? See, she knows the song. That's going to be Jason's new, kind of his walk-up song.
Oh yes.
I want to see him come in here.
Sunday mornings up on the stage. Yes.
Well, on the show too. I'm gonna get him some like boxing. Jeremiah may like this idea. I'm thinking about getting you some of those trunks, the boxing trunks, and it'll say like "Bay" on each leg.
Fighting the good fight.
Yeah. Who's
He's gonna start playing the song as you come home.
Do you have a boxer role model, like a guy that you're like, man, this guy was it, or like a UFC guy? Are you in any of that?
I'm not really into any of that, but back in the day, whenever it was Mike Tyson. I know he's been in a lot of trouble and hadn't been any kind of role model for anybody. But I was excited to hear that he was coming back. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, he was going to fight that young guy.
Was it Jake Paul or something like that?
Yeah, the YouTube star.
Yeah, so I was excited to hear or see that maybe this old man that I can relate to, age-wise, was going to beat up this young punk kid. But I don't know if that ever happened.
No, he got like Mike Tyson got hurt. He passed out or something.
Oh, no.
So they had to delay it.
I didn't ever hear what happened to it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what we'll do. So the reason I asked, we're going to get Deborah's very creative. We're going to get her right on it right after the show. She's going to find you some Mike Tyson custom boxing shorts, and it'll say "Bay" on each pant leg.
That's exactly what I need.
And then we'll get you some gloves, and when you walk into the show, we'll have a camera, and it's like, and we'll have that theme song go "Bay Bay Bay,"
and then we'll see the attendance numbers.
For the first time in history, we're going to have negative viewers. I have no idea how that's going to happen. So, well, awesome. We're having fun. Appreciate it so much, Deborah, and looking forward to it. And Jason Thompson chimed in. He said it seems like a very great event for the community, so it is going to be. So we appreciate you being on this morning, Deborah.
Thank you.
All right, we'll step aside. We'll take a break. Maybe some news you can use this morning, possibly.
Absolutely.
Some news you can use this morning coming up with Jason Bay here in just a few moments. As always, our Thankful Thursday brought to you by First Baptist, online at FBCHuntsville.org. And a final opportunity, text in that. What's that keyword, Deborah? You got to put the microphone back right here. I just want Deborah to say this.
Taters.
Say it real country, Deb. You ready?
Taters.
Taters. I told Deborah, I've had this in my mind before we take a break. I have to because the ADD's flowing. There used to be a lady that I would work with, and she'd always answer the phone, and she'd say, like, this is the business name. This is Deborah. She would always say that, Deborah. And so now every time I see Deborah, I say, good morning, Deborah. So, good morning. If you've ever seen Office Space, you'll kind of get that too. So, all right, taters is the keyword along with your name on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. Taters, a little mustard in them too. Taters at 936-339-0139. Again, that number, 936-339-0139 on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. We'll take another break. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us. It's your show as we continue celebrating all things good here in Huntsville. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. Hey friends, Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. I wanted to take a brief moment to let you know if you're looking for someone in the jewelry business right here in Huntsville, look no further than my good friend Elliott Herslick. He's helped me out time and time again, whether it was that wedding band that I needed a while back or that special ring for Bridget. He's always been there for me. He goes above and beyond. He's also a person who gives back to the local community. I like to do business with those who give back, and that's exactly what Elliott Herslick of Elliott's Jewelers does. Hey, if you feel like you don't know what to do, maybe you don't know where to turn, what to look for, Elliott is the person. Again, it's Elliott's Jewelers. You can visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com for more information. And when you call him, let him know that you heard from his good friend Rob Hipp. Again, it's Rob here for Elliott's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Back at it here. As we were doing some research in the background, Hurricane Chris, I think, is the don't know who he is, Jason, but he may be one of those guys with the song. We're not going to play those songs because I have no idea what they sound like.
Yeah, right. You better check the lyrics first.
Welcome back as we continue on here. It's another edition of Good Morning Huntsville. Jason Bay with First joining us. Jason, always thrilled to have you on Thursday. It's been a lot of fun and enjoyed catching up with Debra earlier.
Yeah.
One of my favorite times of the show on Thursday, it is.
News you can use.
And I need this news.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering, just have you caught any of the Olympics?
Not really, I'll be honest. I just, it's not like I don't know. It just doesn't have the pizzazz like it used to.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm an American. I love my country.
Yeah. And there's some neat things that go on. I think I'm kind of like you. I haven't really caught a lot of it just because I haven't had a lot of time to digest it. But, it's always interesting to see kind of what's going on. But I just found a couple of stories that were going on in the Olympics. I don't know if you've heard about this, but the Seine River that flows through the heart of Paris is where they're doing a lot of their long-distance swimming and triathlon events that they're doing with the Olympics. And they're having some major problems with the pollution in the water. Did you hear about that?
Like that water, that river is dirty.
Yeah. So they tested the water, and there was E. coli, extremely high levels of E. coli in the water. And they had to end up postponing the events so that they could treat the river some more before they allowed the swimming events to go on. So they postponed them from Tuesday into yesterday. So they did complete the events yesterday. And one of the people that was competing, one of the Americans, the way that he prepared to actually swim, this is Seth Ryder. He was a U.S. triathlon event person that was competing. He said the way that he prepared to swim was he stopped washing his hands.
It's kind of like when you first have a child, you put them, you want them to get chicken pox, you put them in then they had the pock parties back in the day, the chicken pox parties.
So he said, we know that there's going to be some E. coli exposure, so I just try to increase my E. coli threshold by exposing myself to a bit of E. coli in day-to-day life, Ryder said. It's actually backed by science, proven methods. Just little things throughout your day, like not washing your hands after you go to the bathroom.
Perfect. All right. Well,
so don't shake his hand after he wins. If he did win, I don't know if he won or not.
He must have got on the internet and read some stuff.
Yeah. So that's an interesting fact about what's going on in the Olympics. Also, I thought this was interesting. The medal that's in the medals that they win. Now, the gold medal that they win is mostly silver, and it's actually 92-point-something% silver, and then it's gold plated outside of that. So they said that an estimated gold medal is worth about $1,000. So, and then the silver medal is basically similar to the gold medal without the gold plating. So it's worth about $500. Now, how much do you think the bronze medal is worth?
Probably $100.
$100?
$100.
The bronze medal's worth $5. It's a combination of different metals. But they said, and I thought this was interesting, I found an article that said that they're using part of the metal in a small amount of metal that's actually from the Eiffel Tower in each of the medals, just to make those medals unique and have something interesting about the medals. Now, I don't know where they cut that metal off of, but so I thought that was kind of a interesting bit of news about the gold medals, that $1,000 for a gold medal in metal. That's just the medal itself, and then $500 approximately for the silver medal, and then about $5 when you melt the bronze medal down after you get the medal. It's not actually made of bronze, by the way, as you can imagine.
Well, if you would like, I can get you a Rob McClanahan autographed 1980 Olympic gold medal, JSA authenticated, for $159.
So if you'd like, isn't that sad?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work that goes into
kidding.
These.
Wouldn't you hate to sell your gold medal that you worked so hard for
on eBay
for $159? Yeah. That's pretty sad. All right, some food news that you can use. A new study says that the risk of getting dementia will drop by 20% if you replace a small daily serving of processed red meat with a daily serving of nuts and legumes. Do you eat any of those things?
I've never understood what a legume is, or what is it?
Debra's still here. We can ask her. I think it's some sort of bean.
Yeah, but they just call it beans.
Yeah.
I don't know. I eat a lot of beans. I like beans. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Is that what you asked?
Do you eat nuts and legumes?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Taco Bell is set to expand the use of artificial intelligence voice technology in its drive-thrus to hundreds of U.S. locations by the end of this year. This is just another effort to eliminate
people,
right? Because the cost of employment at these businesses is skyrocketing. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but pretty much we were talking about in our staff meeting the other day. Have you noticed, like, when you go from different places, the lack of people that actually take your order? Mm-hmm. My wife and I went over to College Station the other day, and we went into a ice cream place, and it was where they're selling rolled ice cream. You ever had that, by the way? Rolled ice cream?
No.
You need to try it. It's good.
Where did y'all have that at?
It's over in College Station, a little place there. Look it up. Google it. Anyway,
Gotcha.
we go in there, and there's people working. I mean, they're busy. They got people eating ice cream here. It was in the evening, and there's people working behind the thing, rolling up the ice cream, but there's nobody there to take your order. You walk up there, there's a screen, and you can either order it with the screen or you can do it on your phone. And so we quickly ordered it, figured out how to do it, and ordered it on our phone. But more and more businesses are going to the lack of customer service, just totally automated, just to save that cost of paying somebody to actually work there. So
yeah, I hate that. Taco Bell is not healthy at all. But do you ever get the craving for like stuff that you know is just horrible to eat?
Yes, I do. Unfortunately, I do.
And then you eat it, and you're like, and then you feel horrible, and you're like, why did I eat that?
Yes, and if you missed the first hour, Rob was reminding me of a picture that was taken of me where I ate a lot more of that.
Were those the Taco Bell days?
The Taco Bell days and the McDonald's days.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, and as you mentioned that McDonald's, another thing in the food news is McDonald's is experiencing a drop in sales. Starbucks has experienced a 3% global drop in sales, including a 2% drop in the North American market. August 22nd is when they're rolling out their pumpkin spice lattes early this year. Traffic was delayed on Texas Highway when a flatbed trailer lost its unusual load. A military tank. This was out. M109 howitzer fell off a flatbed truck about 4 p.m. Sunday on Interstate 10 in San Antonio. Traffic was delayed on Texas Highway when that lost its military load. Fell off the flatbed trailer on last Sunday about 4 p.m. So if you were headed through there, you had a rough go.
That's my favorite city, by the way, San Antonio.
Yeah.
And you know that when you're like super, super Texan, when you say San Antone.
Yeah.
Molly was talking, and she was talking yesterday about San Antonio, or my grandma used to say San Antonio.
Yeah.
So where are you from? Well, I'm from San Antonio.
When's the last time you've been out that way?
Down to San Antonio?
Yeah.
It's been, I was, a few weeks ago. Remember, I'd taken off a Sunday, and we were down there for Bridget's brother's graduation for doctoring school. I don't know what you call it. Like 6 of them graduated.
Oh, wow.
They have their residency now, so he's actually moving to, I believe it's West Virginia.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went down and saw my uncle south of San Antonio or San Antonio.
San Antonio.
But I'm a big Spurs fan. I know that you're very thrilled about that. You're a huge Spurs fan yourself. After
Not quite, but
after the Mavs lose to them, no, I used to have it was funny. I used to have season tickets to the Spurs games. And back then things were much more affordable. So when I had my IT company, we would buy a block of seats, and it was great seats. I think we were about 15 rows off of one of the corner baselines. Beautiful seat, great view. And in fact, it was close to where the players would walk in and out. So, and then after the brawl that they had at the Palace, the Malice at the Palace back in the day, they put the covers over and the fans weren't able to reach down anymore. But I actually have a signed Mono Ginobili jersey as I got there early one day, and during practice, if you came early, you could hang out right there near your seats, and they'd come up and sign stuff. And Ginobili signed a jersey for me, so it's still hanging up. But San Antonio is one of my favorite cities back in the day. The Riverwalk is just beautiful.
So we went down there on our 20th anniversary. Kim and I went down there and stayed on the Riverwalk and walked around down there, just her and I, and we had a great time. We went down to the, where they put the little locks on the bridge. You know what I'm talking about? And you put your little marriage date and you lock it on there. And we did that. And we walked around, had dinner down there. And what's the place, like the market where they have all the traditional Hispanic?
Mi Tierra?
Yeah, it's like a little marketplace down there where you go and they sell.
I'm thinking of the bakery. It's called.
Yeah. You're thinking.
I know where you're talking about.
We went down there and we had a great time. But you're right. I mean, there's so much culture in that that little city, and it's just neat to go. You feel like you've crossed the border, but we really had a great time. It is a very neat city to go and visit. And how far is Georgetown from?
Like 96 miles. With the toll road, it was crazy because it used to take like an hour, 45 minutes, and they put the toll road 130. I never had to touch 35 again. And so we could go right to AT&T Center. Back then it was a SBC Center, but then it was AT&T. We could literally get there without even touching 35. And if I put the pedal to the metal, that's the fastest. That stretch of highway is the fastest in the nation now. It's 85.
Wow.
You guys drove.
Yeah,
I think you and
that's
Rodney
right.
drove
That's right.
on it.
Yeah, when we came to that was Rodney's favorite road.
So yeah, you and let's be honest, if it's 85, it's permissible to go 90.
Yeah,
you're allowed to go a few extra.
Don't get my mother on that road. But when we're driving to church on Sunday mornings, she gets out on Highway 30. And it doesn't matter if she lives 15 minutes before me. I'm gonna end up passing her because she's driving 45 on Highway 30. But I mean, if she gets on that road, somebody's gonna get upset. Finally, top 10 tips to live a longer and healthier life. This is from a Dr. Terry Ginsburg of New Jersey Institute for Successful Aging at the School of Osteopathic Medicine. Number 1. Sleep at night.
It's obvious.
Do you sleep well at night?
No, the golden jumps on me. Do y'all have dogs? Do y'all have indoor dogs, or are they outside?
Well, we have Bassets, and they come in and out, but they can't jump, so we don't have to worry about them getting on the bed.
Well, my dog, the golden, every night, did it last night, like clockwork. It's usually either 1 a.m. or 3 a.m., either or. Mm-hmm. Jumps on me, doesn't jump on the bed, jumps on the side of it, and nudges me.
Yeah.
And wakes me up wanting out.
Yeah.
And he, you know what he wants? He doesn't really want out. He wants water, and the dog will drink a gallon of water. So, yeah, anyways, I don't. So, to answer your question, no, I don't sleep very well.
It says avoid frequent daytime naps, late night snacks, or watching TV in bed, and that's probably where I go wrong. Number 2, eat lots of colors, fruits, vegetables, things like that. Number 3, go to get checked out. Check out on any health screenings your doctor's recommended. Don't forget to get eye and dental checkups. Number 4, this is easier said than done, worry less. It really is possible to worry yourself sick. Mm-hmm. We talked about that with Dr. Jones last week, about the importance of not just physical health, but mental health as well.
I had been in the hospital 4 times before I turned 30, and it was all stress-related.
Golly.
And it was related to having my IT business and just different things. And I say, I mean, some of it was going to the ER, but extended visits.
Yeah.
And it was all stress related.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I got out of that industry.
It really does affect your day-to-day life, and it's so important that it's, and like I said, it's easier said than done. You could say, well, worry less. Well, how do you worry less? And I think we talked about some of this previously, but taking that time to focus on other things, what you choose to allow your mind to think of, and being outdoors helps, and taking time off throughout the week and month and year is important. Number 5, stay in touch. This is an interesting one. Living alone doesn't mean being alone. Reach out to friends, neighbors, and relatives, just like what we talked about earlier in the show about the importance of being there for one another, staying in touch with people. Number 6, obviously, is move more. Exercise improves heart health, and good heart health improves a range of related disorders, including blood clots and depression. Number 7, read more. You can exercise your brain with newspapers, books, and magazines or puzzles. You know that there's been a major drop, and we were talking about this with somebody that was on your show a few weeks ago. There's been a major drop in people that read to their children at night. And I know you still do this.
Oh, it's so important. I don't like missing it.
Yeah. And reading is so important to exercising your brain. Number 8, laugh and sing. Is there a better way to enjoy life than to laugh and sing? Both will help you to worry less. Number 9, take control. Be proactive about your health. Ask your doctor questions about your health and for advice on positive lifestyle changes. Number 10, and I think this is really good, is get involved. Local organizations need all types of help and volunteers. Helping others is the best way to feel good about yourself. I couldn't agree with these 10 things more, but a lot of times when we get absorbed with ourselves, that's when we can kind of dive into this hole of negativity. The best way to come out of that is to invest your life in someone else. And what better way to do that than at church?
Yeah, so come on. It's I think it's so important to have relationships with people as friends and to make sure that you have a community of people that you can be around. And my friend Joshua Harris, that's my number one friend in that most inner circle. It's good to have one or two people kind of outside of your wife, obviously, in a relationship. It's always good to have, absolutely want to have that person in your circle, but it's always good to have a friend, someone that's right there that you can call and pick up the phone. And Joshua Harris is that guy for me. And Billy Cawthon has became that guy. He's kind of on – Billy, you're on the fringe. But
you're moving up the list.
We say that in the radio world, but on the fringe. No, but I mean that respectfully because, Billy had lost his dad at a young age. And I remember when we went back to Georgetown, and I had told Bridget, I said, no disrespect to you, sweetheart. I just want to go up there by myself. I just want to go see Dad. And I didn't know how to do that. And I was I'll be honest, I was kind of scared, seeing my dad in that way that I've never seen him before, always full of life. And I knew that he would just be there now. And I called Billy, and I literally broke down on the phone. And Billy was like, Billy's such a good friend. He's like, it's okay, Bubba, it's okay.
Yeah.
And he goes, just go in there and see. He said, just go in there and talk to him.
Yeah.
He goes, that's one. He told me, that's one thing I regret is I didn't really go and talk to him very long. He goes, just go in there and talk to him. That's what I did. I pulled up a chair and I just talked to him for probably 30 minutes,
Life is too short to do it alone. I mean, and I remember when my father passed away, it was so hard. It was hard for me, but at that time in my life, I was so busy. We had just had Noah, and I was starting a new job at a different town, and all these things were going on in my life. But I remember, and it was hard for me emotionally, but it was exceptionally hard on my mother because that was her life partner for her whole entire life, and they did everything together. And he treated her like she was the queen of the world. I mean, he did everything for her and took care of her, and they were best friends above everything else. And when he died, it left a great big hole in her life, and she went through a terrible time of depression and just not knowing what to do, what her life was going to be like going forward, and all of these questions that came up in her mind and in her heart, and she finally found the answer to what she was going to do by pouring into others. And for her, it was a school, but she was a school teacher. She's a third grade school teacher. She still is to this day. She's going to be 80 years old this year, and she still loves teaching third grade. So she's taught school, but she also started a ministry at our church, and it was a bus ministry to bring kids to the church. And she loves those little kids that get on that bus, and she would watch after them and take care of them and get them what they needed and bring them to church. But by pouring herself into other people, that's where she found that really value and also that help that she needed to realize that, hey, getting involved in something else really helps soothe the aches of the heart. And then, it's nothing you get over. Grief is not something you get over. Grief is something that you work through.
Yeah.
And, of course, even today we talk about them all the time, and I know you will with your dad, that little things will bring him to mind and you'll remember things. But having those people in your life is going to be so important as you go through life. And what breaks my heart is to see people that are trying to do it alone, and you're just not meant to do life alone, no matter what you're going through. By the way, next Thursday on your show, we're going to bring a lady in that is going to be talking specifically about handling grief. And maybe there's somebody here that's listening to this, and we're going to be starting with our Wednesday Night Live activities. We're going to be starting a class specifically for people that are going through grief. And you don't have to be a member of our church. You don't have to be a member of any church. This is a totally outside group that's going to be coming in, and they're just going to be trying to love on one another and help people that are dealing with grief. And it may be a grief of a loved one. It may be the loss of a child. But whatever it is, life is too short to do it alone. You need other people to come alongside of you.
Yeah, it's going to be a great program, and with First Touch Family and Chrissy Cogdell and Dara and many other folks as well, helping to spearhead that. And it's going to be a great opportunity for folks that need to have that community to come together. I want to encourage you, just like Jason said, please come and be a part of that. There's nothing to be ashamed of when you come to these type of classes. And you know what? It's just being there, and you don't even have to talk. You can just listen. Sometimes just listening to what other people say and what they've been through can help you in a situation as well. So,
and this is open to men, women, even kids that are going through grief. A lot of times we see that in our kids, and they don't see it in themselves. Mm-hmm. They've lost a sibling or something, or a parent. These are trained individuals that will be going through this and leading this. And I encourage anybody out there that's listening or that may know someone. Like I said, it's not about being a member of our church or a member of any church. If you just know that somebody that's dealing with grief, we're going to be having this opportunity for people to come and be a part and share.
It's great things happening in our community, and we're so thankful for the Lord's provision and his blessing upon this community here in Huntsville. So many great things happening and great opportunities for people to come together. Is that it for news you can use?
That's it.
No more news you can use today.
One piece of news, be sure to come tomorrow night, 5 o'clock, to our block party. Meet Debra and many other people there from our church. 5 o'clock tomorrow night.
Bring your phone and go Facebook Live with Debra. She'll really enjoy that.
That's right.
She likes to. Now after this show, she really wants to do more of these kind of things.
Yeah, she can take my spot next week.
Yeah.
I try to get her to take my spot today.
I did want to remind folks, too, we're very excited about our LPFM license, Spirit Radio, hopefully by the end of the year. We've been praying. Jason and I actually prayed in his office and just said, Lord, we just ask for your will to be done and for your blessing upon this. And faithful as he always is, the Lord allowed that to happen. And so we have our construction permit and still a few little things to kind of work out, but everything in full motion. And we have underwriting opportunities for that, whether it be for our weather segments, our community calendar that we're going to have, news segments, many things that you can be a part of. It's not commercial advertising. It's underwriting where we'll give you acknowledgement and an announcement that you are helping to build this station. Had a great phone call. Won't say names because there's a lot of things that we're working on. But I had a great phone call with the gentleman yesterday. We were on the phone. That's what I love about long trips. You get on the phone and you talk to people. And I got on the phone and talked to this gentleman for, my goodness, almost half an hour. And we were talking about just some ideas about what God's going to do through this. And so we're working on having a really cool gospel-type program that's going to be on Spirit Radio as well. These are all things to continue to pray about. The whole point of the Spirit Radio, besides uplifting, contemporary Christian music and messages, you can hear First Baptist automatically. We come on at 10:45 every Sunday on the app. Right now, you can go ahead and download the Spirit Radio FM app. But the number one thing is we feel that this is going to be such a great positive resource for the community, for people to tune in, to feel inspired, and to have hope. And, that's kind of the slogan that we've been using at first is it's a harbor of hope. And we want this to be an extenuation of that, to know that if you're going through something, you just turn on Christian music and immediately you can start to feel the presence of the Lord, and you can feel things in your life and that weight being taken off your shoulders. And that combined with great messages, focus on the family programming, other things, but then a lot of community is what we're going to do on there.
Yeah, I can't think. This is one of the things that I'm so excited about, of what God is doing through you and through this ministry. To have a radio station, KHSP, here in Huntsville, that's going to broadcast Christian music, gospel hour, other preachers and ministers in the area, local news and events, and Christian music. I think it's something that this area has needed for a long, long time. I know we have KSBJ in Houston, and they do a tremendous job reaching their community. But a radio station that reaches this specific community with Christian music and what's going on, and bringing ordinary people in and hearing testimonies. There's so many great ideas that you've had, and I think that this could be something that really makes a huge impact in the community of Huntsville. So I want to encourage everybody out there to go ahead and download that app, because as you're working on it, getting it put together, you can already be on the ground floor of that, and then it's something I expect to see expand in a major way. It's something this community has needed for a long time, and I think it's something that everybody can get behind.
I kind of felt like I told Bridget a while back, and this was nothing because I love what we do at First, and I love the Hello Huntsville platform, but I remember telling Bridget, there's a lot of anxiety. I've learned that you just need to cast that to him, and it's easier said than done. It's harder to do than you say. You can say things easily, but to actually do it, it's harder. But it's a daily process, and it's like I said, during announcements, I think on Sunday, that it's not a magic light switch whenever you trust in God that things are just immediately going to turn around. It's a daily, Lord, help me through this day. Help me. That's right. It's a walk, and it was the same way with trying to get this going. We still have a few minor hurdles, but they're we're able to jump over them without knocking them down, if you know what I'm saying. These are just small hurdles that we know we'll be able to take care of. But I remember I was talking to Bridget a few months ago, and I said, if this thing, because there's so much anxiety, I said, if this thing doesn't work out, I don't know what our place in Huntsville is going to be. I just felt that. I felt like I just didn't know what, that was a talent and a passion that the Lord, I feel like, put in my, like everybody has a passion and something they're talking about. Deborah's so wonderful with children. Yeah. You're passionate about preaching and helping people. And, even Jeremiah, who's here at 13, there's things that he's passionate about. God puts that in all of us. But I started thinking, I told Brad, I said, if this doesn't go through, I don't know what our future is going to be here in Huntsville. And I've been in that situation before where you don't know the future. But when you're in faith, you know that all things work out. But I said, but I have a feeling that the Lord's going to allow this to happen. And, of course, it did. And so I feel like it really solidified what I feel like it solidified our reasoning for coming back to this community. Yeah. And it's, we want to use this resource not for us, but for the whole community. And so just keep it in your prayers. It's going to be great.
I really believe that your natural talent to do radio is something that God has definitely given you. I mean, just the programming, but not only the programming, of course, everybody knows your voice, and your ability to talk and interact with people is so crucial.
It's getting worse as I get older. Who is this guy? He needs to shut his mouth.
But to now have it on a broadcast station that's going to be broadcast all throughout Huntsville, and to be able for people to get on the ground floor of this is a great opportunity for our community. And I think it's going to be something that we look back on and we say, Matt, you remember when we were first talking about that? Remember when we were first praying about that? And so, like you said, I want to just encourage the people to continue to pray for KHSP that's going to be starting.
Sounds good.
I love
you
it.
Like that. I love it. I threw some out at Jason. So Jason's
KHSP.
I am going to say this real quick before we sign up. We got to call our winner too here in just a second. But I will say Jason's very humble, but he has been a big part of this as well. He's had a lot of great ideas. And, it takes more than one person. It takes a community of people to come together. And Jason's had a lot of ideas about, well, hey, what do you think about this? And, man, this would be cool if we do this. And then when we had the opportunity to find those call letters, I had a whole handful of them. And even Debra was in on that. She's like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And then Jason's like, KHSP, I like that. It stands for K, Huntsville Spirit. So, So it has a meaning, but it's not just some random
I love
thing.
it. I love it.
By the way, your mom earlier was commenting in, and she said, she is listening. You were in trouble, Jason Bay. She said, no meatloaf for you tonight.
She says, not true.
Not true.
She goes 45 on Highway 30.
Not true. You are in mega trouble, Jason Bay. So
we'll ask the person that's stuck behind her next time how fast she's going.
All right, well, let's head over to our 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. We have a winner today. Randomizer pick someone new.
Hello?
Hello, who are we speaking with?
This is Suzanne. Am I the tater winner?
Oh, no, ma'am. This is your car warranty company. Your car.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Taters? What are you talking about, ma'am?
You get a bag of taters from H-E-B.
Yeah, so you are. You're the tater winner, and yes, we do. We have taters that we accidentally left in the bag too long, and they're starting to root. We're going to give those to you today.
That's the gift bag.
Great. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm sure I could do something with that.
It's a gift bag. Sometimes you can use them on somebody that you don't like. You know, those feel pretty good when you swing them at people. So, you know.
Yeah.
Who are we speaking with again? Who is this again?
My name is Suzanne.
Oh, well, Suzanne, how did you find out about us? You're a first-time text to winner.
Well, we were watching this morning, and my husband had it pulled up because I've been subscribing for a little while, and I just saw that on there, and I'm like,
why
I think
not?
I have a pretty good shot at this. I'm just going to give it a try.
Good job.
So you were just browsing Facebook and found us? Is that how it happened?
No, I've been a subscriber for a little while. I don't do Facebook, but I do YouTube. So you had spoken at the newcomers luncheon a little while back, and
That's
I'm
right.
a member there, and so
All
that's
right.
kind of how I found out about Hello Huntsville.
Well, wonderful. We're glad that you're staying engaged with us.
That's
then,
right.
that's wonderful. We're working on bringing as many folks as we can to highlight the good in this community, Suzanne, and you were one of those people. So we appreciate you.
Congratulations.
We'll send you information on where you can pick up that prize pack. Okay. We usually do it at First Baptist, so we'll have it there, but it'll be sometime next week. You can come by and pick it up.
Okay, well, that sounds great. Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Yeah. Before you go, we do have one question. What do you love most about Huntsville, Texas, Suzanne?
I would say the people.
Answer.
Good answer. Good answer. That's right. All right. Well, hey, Suzanne, have a blessed day, and thanks so much.
Okay, you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Some people are so sweet. I want to joke with them so bad. Like, it's Ron McMurtry over here. Bill's Ron's propane. You didn't pay your gas bill. We're shutting down your Generac. Yeah, I have no idea. People will be like, "What?" And I've only on this show, Jason. I've had one person hang up on me before.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have a dump button.
They didn't win it.
No, they didn't. They hung up on me, and I had to call them back. I felt bad. They got angry. So I've learned to kind of tone it down a bit. So that's what I was saying. When you're like 25, 30, you can be funny. You're 40, it's just like, dude, you're not funny. Stop. Hang up is the way it goes. So. All right, Jason, before we go, final thoughts from you. What's going on the rest of the day, and what are you looking forward to wrap up this week?
Oh, it's going to be a great day today. The sun's shining bright. God is good, and it's going to be a great day. We're just getting everything ready for this weekend. Going to be a great service today. We're talking about, as we think about, the title of the series is Tomorrowland, thinking about things that really as we look forward to the future, there's a lot of uncertainty in our world, but there's a lot of certainty with the Lord. At the end of the day, we know who wrote the final chapter, and when it comes to the things of the world, we know who has the last say. And so we can have a lot of confidence when we look at the things that are going on in our world today, even though there's a lot of signs of the times, so to speak, we can know who holds the future.
Love that. When folks are speaking, my brain is like fireworks. I need to slow it down, and I start thinking of songs to go. And I was thinking of the final countdown.
Yeah, exactly.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're there, brother.
Yeah,
just read the paper.
We are. Well, that'll wrap it up. Thanks for being a part of it today. Always a lot of fun here on our Thankful Thursday. We'll be back at it tomorrow as Monty joins us. He is the new director of the Good Shepherd Mission. So we're looking forward to having him on. He will be on with us on our Faithful Friday, and also that coveted Billy Cawthon Restaurant Report. We're going to figure out where we're going to go eat. Y'all need to join us sometime.
Yeah,
we go
really.
out. I know Fridays is y'all's day off, but we go out to eat every Friday at noon. Billy picks a place, and he does what's called the Billy Cawthon Restaurant Report. And so he'll report on Friday the previous place that we ate, and then he'll announce where we're going to eat again. We've always said we're always going to talk good about places. We're never going to bash anybody, nothing like that. So if we ever went to a place that wasn't that great and we couldn't really find anything, if you ever hear Billy say, well, the door opened up okay, then you know. So, we really haven't had any of those yet, but at least the door opened. So that'll wrap it up as we end this show. Again, we'll see you tomorrow at 7:30. As I end every broadcast, friends, reminding you this morning that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We really aren't. We need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Big thanks to Debra Wion for being here with us today, and also Jeremiah hanging out in the studio. It's been a fun morning here. Pastor, appreciate you. We'll see you on
Been good.
See you Sunday, I guess,
yes,
right?
Sir. Yes, sir. God bless you.